Good morning, beautiful Daikinis. I hope you're doing amazing. Don't come for me. I'm not wearing any makeup, and I just had a facial. If you follow me on Instagram, I just posted on my stories. I had a facial, and I had also a body. We call this a body wrap. Basically massage with some warming kind of serum. I'm lazy, so I compensate for not working out intensely with having periodical treatments like that. Just massage to, to model and sculpt, help me sculpt the body a little bit. Nothing chemical or nothing, no needles involved. But anyways, yeah, I'm not wearing any makeup, and I just stopped by having a quick bite, and I thought, let me just make a video, a spontaneous video. As you saw in the title, and I hope the title was triggering for you. that was the point. The point is to wake you up, because a lot of you are still delusional about this journey. And I'm talking to you. If you clicked on the video, it means that you are kind of open already with the idea of manifesting sacred romance. And this is really in reference to the video, the guided meditation that I did last week about being a trophy wife and what it entails, and getting into the feeling and the quantum energy shift of what it means to be a trophy. And I wanna get back to the basics. A few years ago, on this channel and in the programs that I had, I talked about it, about all of the toxic traits that prevent women from actually manifesting a multitude of potential candidates as life partners. So this is a spiritual perspective, okay? Even though I'm going to talk about very general terms and terms that you could associate with people who love attraction, energy stuff. I'm trying to make it basic, and I'm trying to make it conversational to make it easy for you to understand. My first target in terms of making these videos is to help my daikinis. Oh, the food is coming. Merci. Oh, magnifique. Merci. Just ordered a salad. Let me show you. It's a Caesar salad, huge salad, and an exotic. They call it an exotic mojito. So I will taste and try if it's good or not. It's not sweet enough for me. Especially if you're like me and you don't drink alcohol. We compensate with sugar. It's missing a little bit of sugar. When I see him, I will ask him. So, the man you want a trophy wife. Let's get back to gender roles when it comes to spirituality. Given that a woman is born with a womb which is meant to create, to be receptive, to receive the lingam, the phallic, the chasing, hunting, intrusive energy of the masculine energy, which gets things, does things, And when you align yourself even with your masculine, you understand that sometimes you're going to take action using your masculine, and sometimes you're going to rely on surrendering, on being a feminine. So this is actually the way energy is made. The process of creation is about receiving, receiving the masculine and brewing magic. But it's receiving, it's a receptive energy. It's a feminine, lingering, dwelling energy. So every time you're going to be in a situation where you cannot get, however beautiful you think you are, you cannot get a man to chase you, to serve you, to provide for you, to worry for you, to fear losing you even, because he understands the magic that you provide. Or every time you're going to only attract men whom you're not really interested in, and you start settling because you are separate from your own goddess and you feel that you need to receive any type of love or attention, regardless of whether it is really what's aligned with you. You have to understand that it's never about the object. It's about you. It's never about something outside of you. The first step to attracting love and to even learn to love your masculine is to be at peace with loving yourself. Being at peace, meaning that this is not a quest for perfection, or this is not an egoic entitlement where you're still delusional about who you are, about what you want, and about what you can get based on who you are, because you manifest not what you want, but what you are. Basic law of attraction. You have to think of what does the kind of man that I want in a woman. What does a man who is going to have this provider, natural sense of providing for you, what kind of woman does he want? Does a provider need you to be a career woman? Does he need you to bring money? No. The answer is no. Because a provider acts on the assumption that he's going to take care of everything in terms of your basic survival things. However, it doesn't mean that he's just going to take you off the street and make you into something that you're not. The job that you have to do is the job of transformation from within. It is a job of being self-aware, looking at yourself in the mirror and determining whether right now you have the goddess seed, the seed of the sacred feminine, who is non-combative, who is cooperative, because she doesn't need to get on her Athena complex to fight against a partner who's supposed to be on her side. A goddess knows her role and her place, and she is on the receptive, and she knows who she is and what she brings to the table, which is her magic, which is her being candid, which is her being a positive aspect, a positive addition, a positive and indispensable component in her masculine's life. So, unfortunately, a lot of career women, or a lot of women who have been jaded in past relationships or programming of never having had a dad or a masculine figure taking care of them when they were growing up. Women who have seen their mother, their women in their family, their aunts, and being in that generational curse of not having men around for whatever reason, whether men not being loyal to them, cheating on them, leaving them, abandoning them, men not holding responsibilities. And you inherit that, and you continue on that curse, especially if you're not a spiritual and you haven't cut the ties to that spirit, the spirit that keeps you away from the masculine energy, the toxic Shakti, the Shakti who is revengeful, the Shakti who feels the need to. I've seen women, I don't want to say Western women, but kind of. And it doesn't matter the skin color, really. But I see it more as a trend in Western women barking at men, needing to prove a point, needing to be right all the time, their ego being so triggered and bruised all the time. It is that ego, that spirit monster that you haven't dealt with. It doesn't matter therapy, even though therapy helps, but it doesn't even matter the fact that you know that. It's uncontrollable Shakti. It's uncontrollable toxic feminine force fed by trauma. Even if you look at it in the eyes, you can't go against that. And you even come to think that you are justified because men do such and such and such things. And I will tell you that, again, going back to a basic concept of law of attraction, you manifest what you are, not what you want, what you desire. And even though you may think or feel that you're convinced that you want to manifest a harmonious, beautiful relationship where you truly love your partner and you truly serve your partner, you're truly there for your partner, and the partner rewards you. And I'm using the word reward because a relationship is a partnership. It's a job. And when I talk about goddess stuff, goddess spirituality, from the emails I receive from you, I realize that there's a delusion in that you feel that because you tap into that goddess energy and you snap your finger, that's it. Because you feel that I know I have the goddess seed. MP said that I have the goddess seed. I'm entitled, divinely entitled to such and such things. You start having amazing dreams, which is amazing for you, without realizing that the bigger the dreams, the bigger the transformation you have to make within yourself. So it's about inner transformation. It's about awakening the goddess And the reason why in goddess spirituality we use goddess tools like the potions, because we trade the egos inside of our temple, which is basically a haunted temple, and sometimes you have those beautiful women walking around and, caring only about their bodies, and some others don't even care, they just neglect their bodies, and they lean into eating poor food and being emotional eaters, or making up excuses about why, they can't get to, getting the body that they want. It's about energy, it's about spirit. When you make excuses, it means that they're still in your system. You still allow those ego monster spirits to be inside of you. And it's of no benefits for them to leave. Because otherwise they would have to look for another corpse, literally, because once they inhabit your body, you're just a corpse walking around with no soul, really. And you're just chasing and wanting, and you linger in that despair type of energy. That's why in ancestral spirituality, and specifically goddess-based spirituality, where we connect with the cosmic mother and all of her workers being feminine ascended masters like Lady Nada, Isis, or even goddesses of different pantheons, of the Venusian goddesses that you know if you are watching this video from my channel. So all of the Ishtar, the Hathor, the Oshun, Erzuli, Lalita, Lakshmi, Parvati. And there are many more actually. I don't talk enough about the Polynesian goddesses, or even the goddesses of the indigenous tribes that I connected to a long time ago, when I started to really, really delve into yoni work. And I was like, I'm a yoni reader, does that even exist? And I realized that, having the initiation in the Buffalo tribes, that yes, there are actually yoni readers. It exists. Basically, a practitioner who, you open your legs, she looks at your yoni, or you send her a photo, and she will tell you basically your life story. Just like you read, some people read in coffee or cards. We yoni read. We do channeling and reading, oracles, yoni oracles. But anyways, me being African and having this natural, innate, and the mission to talk to a population of sacred feminines in the becoming worldwide, touching all types of origins and skin colors. The seed of us being the mermaid tribe, and doing from the moment we have our first menses, our first period, being initiated as girls becoming women, and understanding the secrets that our yoni and our wombs keep. It's basically a library, an actual library, not just shelves, but the actual building, a library, where each corner has a specific deity and her opposite ego, her opposite monster. It's a world of duality. The physical 3D world is a world of duality. So inside of your womb, where you create, there's going to be the two forces always facing one another. And when you give food, when you feed energetically by your thoughts, your emotions, by hardening your beliefs, any toxic beliefs, or even utter laziness when it comes to you, your actual goddesses and your own goddess seed, which is right at the end, you have Erzuli and the petals of your yoni, and then you go in the inner walls, and right there at the entrance of the canal where it goes to the uterus, you have the seed of your own goddess. Why am I saying this? Yes, the more you lean into your programmings and those implants, basically you go into the books, the memories of why you were harmed, why you are a victim, why you are abused, why you don't deserve, why this and why that. And this is basically becoming the excuse for you, whenever you face rejection, abandonment, whatever, you rely on, but, it's because I this, the victimhood. And that's basically what these forces want from you, because they want to be in your body. It's an actual conflict within you. And it's only through your mind and your daily rituals that you're going to allow your goddess to really expand and take space within you. Hold on one second. Ça va? Je suis en train de manger, en train de faire une vidéo. Tu veux manger? Ils ont des pancakes, ils ont des trucs. It's my daughter. Hein? Ok, donc demande la carte si tu vas être là. Mais par contre, voilà, mets-toi là. Est-ce que c'est possible, s'il vous plaît, d'avoir du sucre? C'est pas, mais si c'est, ou alors s'il peut me...
On a mis du sucre directement.
Non, mais moi, voilà. Oh, ouais, je suis à un autre niveau de... The man that you want, oh my God, that fly. The man that you want a trophy wife. A man who is ambitious, who has worked, or who inherited, but has to keep the status, the lifestyle, the prestige. Or even worse, a man who came from nothing, who has to prove to himself that he is a man, he is a man of value. Merci. Super. Merci. Ouais, vous m'avez lu dans mes pensées. Merci. A man like that will not, I repeat, will not downgrade by having a woman who does not match his aspirations, his dream, the picture that he has of the dream life. He's building, he has been building, he has the money. But what makes a man is the home that he creates. And the only component that makes a house, a home, is the feminine. The only way a man like that, like I said, a man who comes from money, who inherited, has to maintain, has the pressure to have a woman who comes from that background. It's very difficult in human terms to access these type of family. It's not just a man, it's the ecosystem around him. Who it is tied to the identity. So that's why we work with, goddesses like Lalita on our right ovary, to be put on the pedestal, to have upgraded circumstances, and to be seen as equal, not in terms of money, but as equal. A man who actually fits the picture. My daughter's ordering. She just finished school and she forgot her key, and of course it's me. It's me that she has to come to. Can I just say that these here, the earpods that I bought last week, were probably the most efficient, lucrative investment of this month. Um, I'm gonna make the video short because then I have to attend to my girl. Um, so that's why we go to Lalita. We go to Lalita because the transformation has to happen, like I said, on the cellular level, and the goddess is going to work within you, and she's going to be with you. That's why we continue with the honoring, with the mantras, and the offerings, and also offerings to yourself. It's about transforming yourself and being led to the vicinity of the places, of the hobbies, of the new habits and leisure that bring you to that place where you become a match to the type of man you envision. Because again, you have to be the dream woman of that man. He's not just gonna take you from nowhere, speaking ratchet, neglecting yourself, your body, and whatever. You know, your body is your real estate, and take you to his family. You know, because the problem with these men is that they're tied to their family, and you can't detach them from their family most of the time. It happens, but please don't rely on things you've heard, but that rarely happen, and or exceptions. Let's stick to the rules to give you the most more ammunitions for you to do it right. And the goal is really for you to be happy, for you to live and lead your dream life, to be the main character of your own life, to live the goddess lifestyle. So in the frame of the family picture, you have to fit, you have to be the dream. So again, it's not about the money, because a provider is never going to care about your career. The provider cares about coming home or taking you to places, and you either standing out because maybe of your beauty, because of your allure, your elegance, because of maybe your poise, or just the support that you provide to his aura. And when you're with him, the kind of sacred intimacy, the fact that he's feeling home with you, not leaving his work at the end of the day. And a lot of them overwork most of the time. They're ambitious, they're career oriented. It's never enough. Whatever money they make, whatever, it's just a new stepping stone for more. So for them coming home, they can't have the same dynamic they have with their coworker, which is to be in conflict, to have you nag, to have you complain, when they're putting everything in place for you to have the comfort. So the feminines that want to work, in terms of the masculine perspective and what I have seen, and spiritually speaking, it is just for you to be occupied. They wouldn't care whether you work at a law firm or whether you only do humanitarian work all day, or you go to the spa spending their money all day. Most providers, especially the providers you want, the kind of men you want, who want a trophy wife, they don't care. Do what you love, so long as it keeps you happy, not complaining, and at the end of the day, they come home and you can replenish them with your joy, your positivity, your playfulness. And it doesn't matter what age you are, because a trophy is a trophy. Now, the men who have worked for their money, it's a different type of dynamic. It's a different type of challenge. For them, it's not at all pleasing their family, because they don't come from money, and many times they had to leave their neighborhoods to make something of themselves, right? They have a vision. And that's why many times, if you look at the media or stories of people And you see that a lot in movie stars or athletes. These are the more public things that we see, and even someone like me who doesn't follow the media know this much, okay? You're going to notice that a lot of them, not all, but the big majority of them, once they make it, if they were with a partner, whether they had a girlfriend or a wife, at one point or another, they renew the batch. They get a new woman who matches who they are now. Now, a lot of feminines are going to be bruised by that, are going to feel like there's unfairness in that. Come back to the being objectively spiritual, speaking and thinking only of energy, and speaking and thinking only of egos and spirits. The fact that like attracts like. You are a magnet, because when you attract a man, it's basically saying that all of your ancestors, your spirits, your goddesses said okay, and they actually want to become one as a family, mingle with these men. That is why, and it's a side note, you know, when you have women who are very promiscuous, who share their womb a lot, create those egregore monsters in their womb. So many, sometimes up to 10, 20,000, because the more you do it, the more they multiply and they give birth to more, and you stay in that wretched sort of toxic energy. And the reason why you attract more of that is because the more monsters you have, the more they want to feed off of you. So you're going to go to more promiscuity and feeling depleted after, feeling empty after. Thankfully, I've never experienced that, but just from talking to my clients, that's what I've seen over the years. They have had a lot of, some clients of mine have had 30 partners in their lifetime, and they wonder why they're empty. And you don't do your thorough, like your full, like yoni womb healing, you know, which for me, a woman, regular woman, even with one partner only, has to do at least 3 per year, because you're going to accumulate your thoughts, the interactions with people, the interactions with your sexual partners, with people are going to bring those spirits in your temple. So you have to do that cleansing. The people you see, the things you see on TV or whatever, unless you live in a monastery, and even there, there's also that nun programming, okay? That programming of false, stiff morality. Everything is about spirit. Everything is energy. And the more you have those, you know, promiscuity, toxic vixen egregores, the more you're going to meet men who only want that from you, who only want, because their spirit want to mingle with those spirits. They want to party with those spirits. Your body is just a corpse, a way for them to enter these realms and mingle and multiply even more. You even have a responsibility towards Earth to stop doing that, because you're spiritually polluting. And a lot of light workers, a lot of spirituals have to do a lot of manual work just to cleanse a lot of the stuff that these women, without knowing, do to this planet, to the 3D, making it harder for a lot of women to even manifest. You don't realize that it's the law of one. We're one. We're one. There's one consciousness. There's one source, Mother, Father, God. So everything that you do is going to have an impact, whether you realize it or not. Every single person, every single one of us is a vortex. Now, are you going to be a vortex, an antenna, emitting bad monster energy, egos around you, letting them walk around and, you know, freely? Even for us as practitioners, when we do the manual healing, we make sure that we take those energies, those spirits, bad toxic spirits, and then we send them back to where they're from, to the realm where they're from, because a lot of practitioners don't know it, and a lot of people feel that they can do that work on their own, like I'm gonna do a yoni steam at home by yourself. You feel like because you're going to meditate and speak these things out of you, you're just putting them out of your body. If the word is lucky, these spirits go back, straight back to you afterwards, because they're still there in your home. If the word is unlucky, you have closed your home, but you have sent them to look for other people. So maybe you don't care, but I'm just throwing it out there. So a man who is upgraded from his talent, from his hard work, is going to want a woman who matches the new frame, the new photo, the new family photo, the new ideal. And that's why a lot of women who start with a man and who help build a man, which you would never do. Never. It's not your job. You're not his mom. You're not his mother. And a man, even if he knows intellectually, psychologically that he should be grateful because you stuck by him, energy-wise, he has other spirits in his body. He has a new energy. So as per the law of attraction, even if he doesn't want it, he's going to leave. He's going to distance himself from you because you're still lingering in the old energy. If you haven't renewed yourself, if you haven't done the equivalent spiritual work, matching where he's going materially, if you're not staying in that goddess energy, in that beauty energy, in that playfulness energy, in that magic energy, there's so many women out there. In the 3D world, we call it competition, but in reality, there's so many women who are, new, who don't have, what do you call it? Who haven't accumulated, who are young, who have not accumulated those egos of being jaded, discouraged, who feel ugly in their body, who didn't take care of themselves and have basically let go of their body because of emotional trauma they haven't dealt with, or are still in their victimhood. A lot of these women, they're going to come together, gather together and talk bad about men, about how men are not grateful and how men are dogs or whatever, but in reality, it's just energy. It is just spirituality. Spirituality 101, life attracts like. If your man has shifted to a new energy and you have not, it's going to renew you. He's going to attract something that matches what his new life fits. Physically in the 3D, but also internally. Because he has grown. He has grown in his masculine, and you needed to grow in your feminine. And that is why we do the rituals daily, to awaken that goddess, so that your Erzuli stays in that energy of being pampered, and she is, that spirit goddess is actually your guardian. She makes sure that you stay in line, that your body stays clean of anything that pollutes you. She makes sure your man remains loyal. Your Lalita is going to make sure that you're going to transform and be taken to places where you match the men that won a trophy wife, the men who have done that work, who are chasing that material comfort, that luxury that they're ready to give you if you match their dream. It's about really, it's work. It's work. It's spiritual work. And the spiritual work is so easy because it's about every day I wake up, I chant, I sing, I dance, I meditate, I do my affirmations, I seal with my goddess potions, with my potions, make sure my womb is always that beautiful hibiscus flowers, pulsating, beautiful goddess energy, keeping it a gold mine. So it's not you digging gold. You're not a gold digger because it's not like you lack gold. You enrich. You're rich within yourself, and they want that from you. They want to feel home for you, and you have that Oshun potion, sealing, and then, receiving, loving, being calm, not chasing, not being like, what should I do? What should I do next? What should I do next in order to manifest? What should I do next? You receive because you know that your Lalita is there to put you up, to transform you. If you want to change your body, she's going to make you feel disgusted of certain foods that don't match the body that matches the type of relationship, the type of life that you want. That is really Freda. She's going to lead you to always lean on to feeling that pleasure principle I talk in my book, Addicted to Pleasure, the goddess formula to manifest our most capricious desires. Being a trophy for a man has nothing to do with your resume. It has everything to do with your pedigree. You say pedigree. Pedigree? Comment below what you what's the real word, the correct word in English. Your pedigree. Your pedigree is what? I'll take my example. I personally do not use curse words. Disgusting to me. When my Shaktis gets triggered and I will say like a word, like a curse word, it's out. And immediately I'm like, or sometimes I even just feel so embarrassed because it's not me. I feel like it's someone outside of me. I will naturally welcome my man home, you know, wash his feet, massage, or make food, even though I don't have to. You know, I don't care what, you know, my body, my relationship with my body is my relationship with me and my goddess. I've made it so that when I look at myself in the mirror, I find myself to be the most beautiful woman in the world. Period. No one can tell me otherwise. There's no other body that I would want than mine. My body's perfect for me. My body is tied to my sacred mission. It's tied to the interactions I'm supposed to have. It's tied to the healing I'm supposed to do. So in no way am I going to want somebody else's body, some other goddess's body, just like I'm not going to want some other goddess's, not going to envy some other goddess's life or men or manifestations. At the very least, if I have to have an emotion about another goddess's manifestation, is either being happy for her or being inspired by her, being like, wow, see another one who's doing it, it's amazing. I pray that she thrives from within. So I can dance naked, or you know, the fact that I love lingerie and I've always loved matching underwear and things like that I do for me, that give me pleasure. These things are about me, you know, me going to the opera and enjoying ballet and things like, even in people with my skin color would be like, what? It's not about any other person's manifestation. I didn't grow up, you know, going and see Carmen at the opera. I didn't, you know, I just didn't. I just didn't. I didn't grow up to like, you know, to listen to Paganini, and actually really experiencing joy and pleasure off of it. These are things that were shown to me because I have grown. I have allowed my goddess to thrive so much and dance and chant with the other goddesses of my woman, the other Venusian goddesses, that they led me to discover things that I didn't even know. Me growing up in a small African country, me being from an ethnic tribe from the beach, and you know, loving and, you know, simple things, just going to the ocean, going to the river, going to the forest, and, you know, just dancing, singing, eating sugar canes with my great grandmother while she's doing my hair, plaiting my hair. You know, never, I wasn't exposed to that, but my goddess showed me that this is the woman that you're supposed to be as the goddess that I am, has to connect with these things. So it's an inner transformation that leads into a transformation on the cellular level. And when you talk about cellular level, you talk about making your ancestors proud. You're talking about elevating your own lineage, cutting the curses. It's about loving the journey, really. It's about loving the journey. It's about living heaven on earth. It's about not listening to anyone else. It's about your own journey. When you're starting on this, you have to look at yourself in the mirror, be self-aware. Where am I? Where am I physically? Where am I mentally? What have I manifested so far? What does it say about me, even just on the psychological, mental level? Where am I psychologically? What do I want, and who do I need to be in order to go? You know, when you start with this introspective work, you have to look yourself in the mirror. You have to cry many nights, and release the abandonment, you know, complex that led you to go to men that didn't feed you. Feed you, and you know I love food, but feed you spiritually, but also feed you food, clothing, and experiences, and whatever. and make peace with her, with that woman that you used to be. It's about crying the number of times you were rejected by, the masculine energy, whether from seeing your father or men, or your father not even being there, maybe for some of you. Whatever experience you had, making peace with that, understanding that it's part of you, but it's part of your growing journey. Now, what are you going to do about it? You start with spirituality always, because when you start with manual work, I mean, have you ever gone on a diet? It doesn't work. A lot of times you're going to go, I'm going to follow this diet, this diet. I mean, I've never done diets personally, but I've had clients who have done that. And at some point, they just go back. They go back because the spirit is not fed. They started with the outside instead of going from the inside. It's like renovating a home, painting outside, putting new bricks, but the inside is still rotten. It doesn't make sense. There's no structure. There's no foundation. You have to start from within. And as a woman, as a feminine, you start with your womb. You cleanse your womb. If you have to invest in anything, it's your sexual energy, your sacred energy, period. And then you spend time with yourself. You spend time learning about yourself. You spend time, that's what meditation is also, it's about spending time with yourself, learning with yourself, just being in silence without wanting anything from you, from anyone, but just being with yourself, gifting that's free. That's free. Gifting time with yourself instead of always just leaning in onto distraction, TV and videos and whatever. Food, chatting with people, going on stupid websites or browsing clothes that, when you have the perfect body you're going to buy, or when you have the money you're going to buy. Transform yourself so that these things come to you naturally. You have to start from within. The man you wants a trophy. In order to be a trophy, you have to be gold. You have to be golden from within. And the other stuff is going to come naturally. The transformation is going to lead you to becoming physically that woman, changing physically, materially, shifting to even new places, new types of relationships, friends, whatever. Once you do that, you focus on yourself, on your spiritual self, on your goddess self. Energy is so porous. These men are going to find you. They can find you even inside of your apartment. They can come and knock at your door of your place, your house, your apartment. They will find you. There's nothing you can do against that. There's no chasing you need to do. When you're ready, they find you and you realize there's so many of them. There's so many of these men. They're everywhere. But when your spirits and your monsters are, clouding your energy, you're led to places where even if you go in a conference where it is the conference of the 1% millionaire men of the world, from the men of Dubai, Qatar, Russia, Brazil, Singapore, whatever, Nigeria, South Africa, or, Morocco, you can be there. They will not see you. You will be transparent to them if you're not aligned to that goddess energy. They will prefer to go to a toxic vixen who is still young, still playful. They will prefer to go to that. At least they feel good mentally, than to go with you with that energy that you carry. It's not about how beautiful you are physically. They will not see you. If they see you and talk to you, they will lose interest. You're not it. Work from within. As within, so without. As above, so below. Above, heaven. Below, earth. Within, goddess temple. Becoming the actual physical temple that you are. Once you're that, the sky's the limit. So I hope you enjoyed this rant. I'm going to eat now. Thankfully, I have a salad. And this is actually what I use to support my phone. I didn't bring my tripod, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. My face is a little bit swollen, very swollen, but you don't care, right? That's it. This is my daughter. She's finishing eating, actually. She ordered after me. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this discussion of, of the feminine? being entitled to manifest, and the correlation between how you feed yourself from within, how you feed yourself mentally, rituals, and actually transforming. What's your opinion? Maybe you completely disagree. Maybe I triggered you and you feel like I'm just saying a whole bunch of nonsense. And that is fine. Wherever you are on your journey is perfectly fine. And I wish you only one thing: to manifest lavish, imperial affluence. I love you. Mwah.